And good evening, everyone. I am Bill, and you are watching Late Night on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Normally, I have a co-host, Joneser, on with me, but Joneser's got things that he's got to do. I almost didn't do a show tonight myself, but I was off today. I didn't think I was going to be, but since I am off, I decided to go ahead and get a show going. And good Lord Almighty, I got a lot of folks here watching tonight, and the chat has just gone crazy. So let me go straight to chat and say hello to everyone there. Uh, Earlier today, Bricktastic Lego Ideas showed up and said hello, and I would encourage everyone to give him some love over there. If you're not already subscribed, subscribed. If you are subscribed, then do what the people who are subscribing should be doing and start watching some of his videos. He is close to monetization. He needs about another 2,000 watch hours in order to get into the program. Thank you, Susudio. Thank you for giving me a super chat. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. So we got that going on. Let me make sure that I've got this on. Yeah, okay. So I appreciate you giving me a super chat there, Susudio. That is great. Shaitan's hammer came in and he says, "Hello, I fell asleep last Saturday and wasn't home last Sunday. Hopefully, I'll be awake tonight." I hope so, sir. And he's also bringing in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003 cartoon. Cool. And Susudio says, "Hello, Masterversal Toy Hunters here with us. Mr. Eldor, good to see you." George Valentine says hi to everyone. Says he's going to lurk for a bit, trying to glue something back together. I hope by now he's got it glued back together. My friend Mike over at Manic Plastic Toy Shops here. I'm here, not sure how long I'll be awake. Been a long day. Well, you know how it goes, man. You go to sleep, keep the stream going, keep the hours up, and when you wake up, you go back and rewatch what you missed. I hope you've been doing well, sir. You talking to Manic's talking to Eldor there. You've been doing busy on Instagram with those customers, yeah. And that's what Eldor's been busy doing. So you check him out over on Instagram if you're not watching his channel. And he's been really busy there putting up some stuff on Instagram. And we got going to look amazing when you get finished. We got Adam in the show here. Hey, what's going on, Adam? Glad you could stop by and say hey to us. And OBS is here. And check it out, folks. Grindhead Jim down there in the chat says, Lauren says, do magic tricks. If you'll come on the show, Jim, we'll do a magic trick. I haven't done one in a while, and I probably need to at some point. So, yeah. Hello there, OBS. I appreciate you coming in. Susudio says, there's no need to fear. I'm here. Hey. And there's the Grindhead right there. So let's get Grindhead Jim on the show right now. And here we go. It's time to do Grindhead Jim. Jim's here. It's good to see you on the show, man. It's been a while since I've seen you here, man. How you been doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of domestic shit. Sorry, can I swear on late night? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So our dog Gabby got
late night's all about that.
Okay, good. So I didn't know these existed, but there's this service, at least here in DFW, where they just have like a bus and they just roll it up to your house and give your dog like a spa day. And it's about 30% more expensive than going to any of your big box veterinarians or whatever. So we spent more than we would normally spend, but they come right to the house. So our dog just gets all the treatment, the nails, the shampoo, compression, all just got taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
However, we might have medicated her a little too heavily because we were worried she was gonna like freak out about the nails. And she's been doped up all day. It's been fun. And in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of that, we're like, um, okay, now what do we do with our day? But my receiver, my replacement receiver for my surround system came today. So I know a lot of you probably don't follow me on social media, but if you do, I was crying in my beer last weekend because my receiver had bit the dust, as far as I know. I could probably have it repaired. It's right over here. I probably will do that. But because the system is 15 years old, getting a replacement receiver was like $100. So I looked at her. She looked at me. I said, "Let's do it." It came right after she was done. We finished setting it up, and we've been just like, just watching everything we can in perfect stereo or surround sound. And full disclosure, I've had a few beers, which
Okay.
at this time of night is par for the course. I don't know if you could tell. Probably could, but I'm definitely beers in. Okay, and I was
Mm.
just gonna watch the show and soak it in and whatever
Okay.
because like I
Well,
want to
you know,
support brother.
I'm tripping on coffee.
Yeah, I get it, but I saw you had no co-host, and I'm like, I'll hop on for at least a bit. So why don't you tell me what this show is about tonight? Let's ruminate.
Well, I know that most of us are sociopathic and have trouble, mimicking the emotions of others. So what I have tonight here for us is a show called Shy Guy. Uh,
Uh
it,
huh.
it, and it's going to show us how to observe people who are popular so that we can mimic them in order to become popular ourselves.
I might be the wrong co-host for this show, Bill.
Why is that?
I'm wearing a Napalm Death shirt for one.
Oh, you're perfect, man.
I realize I'm the perfect target for this video, but I don't. And maybe this is the deeper conversation to be had with within. I don't particularly want or need to conform to what's quote popular unquote. We
Well,
tried that in the '80s. It didn't end well because we got the '90s out of it. Okay.
okay. Well, but hey, even if we're not going to actually follow this stuff, there may be someone out there that might be able to get some benefit out of it.
You're not wrong. I'm just saying that I kind of worry about that individual. That's all I'm saying.
Hmm. Understandable. But
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I've already promised them I'm going to show that. And we'll do that here in a little bit.
Before you do,
I'm sitting here kind of discombobulated because when I started the show earlier tonight, I had my OBS on this screen and I had this screen over there, which I don't normally do. So I just swapped them around. I was trying out something new to see if my lighting would be a little better without this white screen from StreamYard blaring into my face. But unfortunately, my muscle memory is gone to the point where I'm looking in the wrong place for shit. So
you
I'll put it
use
right back
Google
like it
Chrome,
was.
right?
Huh?
You use Google Chrome, right?
I do use Google Chrome, and I've got dual monitors here, so
Yeah.
I usually
Um, there is a wonderful plugin called Night Eye, and
ah
it's free up to like 5 sites. After that, you gotta pay for it. I paid for it for a couple of years, and it'll turn any site doesn't have a dark mode dark if you want it to. So
mm-hmm.
Streamyard for me, pardon me, has been dark since the beginning, and so I can't completely resonate with what you're dealing with because I fixed it. I'm
Oh,
that
I'm
guy.
going to have to do that. Well, see, I'm in the process of learning and getting my shit together over here, Jim. So, I've got, hey, Epic Badgers here. Uh, Pardon me, Jim, while I catch up with the chat because they've been busy while we've been talking.
And also, everyone who said hello to me in chat, hi. I'm not going to name you by name because there's a bunch of you, but thank you.
OBS says she's been listening to a vid about sky trumpets, all the weird noises that happen all over the world. I'll have to check that out.
Mm.
I haven't heard of sky trumpets. Sky trumpets frighten me because I might think that it's the final trump being played, and You know what I mean. Good show tonight. Thank you, Adam. Johnny
Adam, awesome. Good to
Sorensen
see you,
is
man.
popping in. Hey, what's going on? All right,
Johnny.
says Johnny.
All right, all right,
And
all right.
said, yeah, two big ones, going to have another, and then no more after midnight. That's my rule. I think she's talking about drinking there. Now, if
I
I
get
like
that.
salt, then he's probably going to be sloshed because I like salt likes to get his drink on Saturday night. Hello, Bill from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Well, hello, Epic Badger, Mr. Hughes. It's good to see you in the chat there, sir.
Toy hunter extraordinaire.
And OBS says, woohoo, Bill had off. Yeah, she was worried about me last week because she knows what I'm facing next week. It's going to be really rough.
Right.
And OBS says that she busted her butt today making lots of food. You know, she works in a kitchen there at a restaurant. And we got Mr. Benny Poe here with us. Hey, Bill and everybody. Good to see you, Mr. Benny. Glad you could show up and hang out with us. And I had the drinkies, hoping I'll sleepy. I don't sleep very well. She likes to get her drink on so she can go to sleep, I guess. That helps, doesn't it?
Melatonin. I'm telling you, melatonin.
My magic trick is emptying whiskey bottles, says Johnny Sorensen. I can only imagine, Johnny. And where's the Joneser? She wants to know. Joneser is on vacation. He's going to sunny California to visit his parents. So he may pop in the chat, but he's not going to be on. I don't know when he'll be back. And I might not be back next Saturday night, depending on whether I've got to work on Saturday again or not. But I am going to try to continue to get these Sunday shows out. And at some point or another, I've got videos I've got to make. I've got some shit coming in from BBTS that was been laying in my pile of loot here for a while, and I've got to get it coming.
All due respect, brother, it is your show, but cry me a river. Okay, you see all this stuff behind me that's in a package. I got to do a video and all that shit. Plus, I got to do the restoration stuff. Like, I get it, but don't let it eat you up, dude. Don't let it eat you up. Just do what you want to do, and it'll come.
Oh, I understand, and you know, I'm kind of really excited to see what your firehouse is going to look like when you get it finished, because I saw that you had gotten everything that you need to complete that, even though some of it was reproductions. That's okay.
Yep.
Sometimes we have to go that route, and it's a lot cheaper sometimes to go that route. And sometimes what you get is even better than what the original was. I'm talking about that freaking sign. I'm just over the moon about that damn thing.
It was about $5 to $10 cheaper than getting an original sign, and obviously you guys still have an original sign. So those of you who don't know, Bill sent me a shell with some really good parts of the real Ghostbusters Firehouse from back in the 80s. I went all in on the reissues. I love that line. And so for him to say the Firehouse was really great. And I was like, oh, I'm going to chase this. Guess what? I nailed the entire thing in about 3 hours. Got it down to the best prices I could find. I got everything. And then because I'm a lush and I don't check my mailbox, but once a month, we're working on once a week. We'll get there. We will get there. Everything kind of came at once. So I did this unboxing for my Patreon members, and it was, among other things, all the parts for the Firehouse. So the next thing I'm going to film as a video is going to be a restoration of that. And for the record, I still don't know how that switch stops that disc, that pole from spinning. I don't understand how that works. Looking at the parts, I cannot. I have no idea how that functions.
You've got instructions, Jim. Have you not looked them over?
No, they're still sealed in the poly bag, dude.
They're in a poly bag. You can see through the poly bag to turn it over and look at the backside of them. It's one sheet, man.
No, it's not. It's a booklet.
Is it a little open book? Yeah, okay. Well,
it is. But, and also, frankly, I have access to PDF versions of them. I'm reveling in the moment. So I kind of want to record everything raw.
Gotcha.
And I want to record my reactions to, like, how does this? I think it'd be like as opposed to here's a restoration video on the firehouse. Click, 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 click. Hey, it works. Like I don't want to do that. I want to give you guys the process, the journey, right? But yeah,
Mike says, I need to do the same with my real Ghostbusters Firehouse. I have pieces that are missing that if I can't get the original, I need to get the repo ones. Well, Jim said he's going to give me some links at some point, and then I'll
yeah.
share those with the show in the future when we get those, and because I'm going to be getting a replacement sign for my firehouse. I'm just telling you, I'm glad I got the one I've got because it's original, but the new sign is 3D printed and it doesn't have a sticker on it. All the shit that was on the sticker is 3D printed on the sign, and it's 3D. You can feel the ghost
It's
on it.
really cool. Let me give chat a link to that right now,
All right,
so they
cool.
can kind of see
I
it
think I got.
themselves.
I think I gave you the power to do stuff like that, didn't I, Jim?
Well, I have access to chat, but I don't know if I'm
You got a
still a
wrench?
mod. We'll find
I
out.
thought I gave you a wrench years ago.
As far as I
Last year.
know,
Yeah, good. There, that worked, didn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that's the sign that I did. It's $15 plus shipping, $20 out the door. But this thing, I could chuck it at an intruder and really beam them in the head. This is a heavy piece of kit. It's
Not
really
only
cool.
that, but it's not PLA, so it's not brittle. It doesn't have all those lines in it. It's resin, so that's a
It
help.
I'm not 100% on that because looking closer at the one I got, I think it is PLA, but it's just
Okay.
such thick print. Like he did really high density because a
Right.
lot of people will take PLA and they'll
Mm-hmm.
print it at a more porous method, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy did not do that. He did not because this thing is heavy, and it looks great. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but as for Manic Plastic, what parts are you needing? Because I probably already have a link for you on the parts you need because there's a lot of great 3D printers for the Ghostbusters, and I did the research, looked at their reviews, and said, okay, these guys are good guys, and we'll hook you up because there's a ton of great stuff out there. And there's other cool stuff that they make. So, like for example, they never did the ghost traps like the handheld ones in the toy line. These same cats will make those, and I didn't buy them as part of my first run. I was like, let me rebuild the firehouse, make sure I'm good, and I'll buy a set of those. But there's just so many cool things they do: PKA meters and ghost traps and stuff, and it looked great. And it would take about 8 seconds of painting to make them perfect. Um, that's what I love about the 3D printing, the creator uh, community is that you can do all these things and there's no guilt.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I want to do sometime before we buy a house is get a 3D printer, and
Mm-hmm.
they're getting very affordable. Cause I don't mind paying these prices on eBay or whatever, but if you add up the math on all the 3D printed stuff I've bought in the last 3 years, yeah, I should probably just get one. And it's something I have to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. And when you get that 3D printer, let me know. I might send you some files.
Sure thing, man. I'll print anything for you, anything you want. It'll just take me a year to ship it to you. That's all.
Well, it can't be any longer than our other friends with 3D printers that have promised us all kinds of stuff that we're still waiting on. Hey, and
Ah,
I'm not doing
no.
any pressure here. No pressure here. I'm just saying it is
The
what it
reason
is.
the reason I say that is because I have toys in my closet that exist already that other people have been waiting for. That's why I said that. It had nothing to do with 3D printing. I promise.
Pop actor Rick is saying, I want to BBTS box tissue. I cry every time they cancel an order.
So what this is a cheapo Amazon tissue box cover. I have one for the living room, one for in here. And one day I got really frustrated and I was like, I don't want this to be a black box. And I have insane amounts of BBTS stickers lying around. So I just put them on there. It's meant to be a visual thing. But I'm glad you picked up on it. That's awesome. It's just stickers on top of this generic thing. The reason I get these, number one, I've never ever liked the decor on Kleenex boxes since they stopped doing the movie stuff from like Puffs did Empire Strikes Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the coolest thing. I even saved one of those boxes for years. And now they're just like, oh, look, flowery. So I couldn't get a Hellraiser, you know, box. I tried to find one, and they're like $60. I said, no, I'm not buying that right now. I'll wait. So I just got a cheapo Chinese plastic thing, and I just put
Okay.
stickers on it. So if you want one, they're pretty cheap. It's real.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I've got a bunch of BBTS toy stickers from the toy store around here too. I think I might do something similar because I can agree with Pop Actor Rick's sentiment. When they cancel those orders, we need some tissues to cry into.
True story.
Let me throw something up here, and you guys can tell me if it's a cool thing to do on the show or not because I don't know. Uh, I've been rather busy, sort of, kind of, since I've gotten monetized, light monetized, if you will, trying to get some things together. And recently, I was able to get a small selection of merchandise available, and we talked about that a while back. But I do have some things that are available right now on my merch store. If anybody is interested in that stuff, just check out the tab for the merch store that's in my, my channel. If you look on my channel's page, there is a shop tab on there, and you can hit that shop tab, and it will show you a selection of merchandise. Or you could just head on over to my actual merch store and check out the stuff that's on the merch store. If I can get it to add into the stream because everything's moving kind of slow here. There it is right there. And let me see if I can throw this up there. And you should be able to see this at the top of the screen there. You can buy some merch at weird-fantastic-toy-adventure.myspreadshop.com. And I do have a variety of that stuff available if you're interested in it. It's not just the channel logo. I also have some with X-Ray Boy on it as well, if you would like to check that stuff out. So
Next
there
paycheck,
you
I'm
go.
buying a hat with a logo.
Pretty much. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm really interested in getting me a coffee cup and a teddy bear. Teddy bears for Paula. She needs a new teddy bear to replace the one that she's no longer playing with. And
Yeah.
this coffee cup here will replace the old Coca-Cola cup that I've been drinking out of since I started the show. So then I'll be able
What is that,
to
like
just,
a 88, 89?
yeah. So
I'm getting the hat with just the logo, but a
mm-hmm,
request. If you make one with the boy in the background faded with the
mm-hmm,
logo over top,
mm-hmm.
that would be the penultimate.
Okay, I'll certainly be working on that. I have the ability to do that.
I know you
I
do.
don't know. I don't know how well it will look printed on the hats, but you also, if you go down on the spread shop
I've
page,
been there.
you go down to the bottom on each one of these items, like the teddy bear or the coffee cup here. You can change what's on that to some different stuff that I have available, and I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
adding more designs. Like I said, I just opened this up recently, so I've got some stuff up there, and I've also got some samples coming so that I can show off what it actually looks like here on the show, because these images here, they look as good as they can possibly make them look. They don't really
Right,
look like what.
but Spread Shop in particular, I have experience with Spread Shop. They sublimate just like many other companies that are out there, and they're good. it's high quality. It always comes down to the quality of the items they're printing on, from my experience. And Spread Shop's always done good from what I've seen in the last 10 years. It's good stuff. But stickers, I want stickers. Chad is asking for stickers. I want them too.
And Gojitron says that I personally stuffed those teddy bears myself. Okay, we'll go with that one. We'll ride right along with that. Yeah, I personally stuffed them myself. So therefore, if you buy a teddy bear from me, it's been personally stuffed by me. And what is Mike Fee saying here? He says he stuffed them with love, I bet. Yeah, and don't rip them apart because there's a little heart inside, just like from that teddy bear store, the one that's in
Build a
all the
bear.
malls. Yeah. Eldor says, good evening to Gojatron. Epic Badger says, get some stickers. Gojatron has stickers for his boxes. I think there are stickers on the page. I have 2 designs of stickers. They're die cut stickers of the logo and of X-Ray Boy. And if you notice, my X-Ray Boy that I use now is a much nicer X-Ray Boy than the old black and white picture from the Ideal Toy ad. Not only that, it's not the X-Ray Boy from the Ideal Toy ad. It is my personal design that belongs to me, that is so different from theirs that they can't say, hey, you can't use that design when you're selling shirts and merchandise and on your show. So boom.
Question:
Yes, sir.
in your T-shirts, and this is just because I'm a metal guy, right? I would
All
love to
right.
see Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures logo across the top with him like big on the shirt.
Yeah, well,
Like
we can work on all of that. Like I said, I love these ideas, and what you're going to have to do, Jim, and see, I'm going to put the onus on you because you're kind of inebriated here, so you probably won't remember to do this. Send those ideas to me in an email or something so that I will remember them, because even though I'm not inebriated on alcohol, I'm on goofballs tonight called caffeine.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know I'm operating slower than I normally do, and yeah, I've had some beers. Sure, I'm not gonna forget that I want a T-shirt of your shit, dude. Like that's not gonna stop. The hat, like, come
Give
on,
me,
come on.
and this goes for everybody in the chat. If you know how to contact me, do it. I'd rather you do it in the comment section after this is over with. Fill that thing up with all kinds of stuff to feed that damn algorithm. But tell me ideas on things that you want to see me put on merchandise that you would be willing to buy, and I will do everything in my power to fix that up for you. I guarantee. Stickers, I got stickers from a few channels on my car and computer. So there's stickers there now. And as we begin to add more designs to my designs in the shop, you will have even more opportunities to buy even more stickers. So there you go, folks.
There you go.
Moving on down, Manic Plastic wants to know, oh, can I make stickers? Sure you can. I'll unmute you, Jim, when you get through talking there, bud. You back?
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No problem, man. Here we go. Johnny Sorensen getting in on the game here. My merch is handmade. It's made of human. Oh, don't tell anybody.
You know, knowing Johnny, I believe it.
You just told everybody your secret. Oh, no. And pop actor Rick says, I'm coming into the afterlife, beating your ass and dragging you back to Earth. What a funny, weird guy. Okay. All right. A dinosaur on a jet ski sticker.
Okay, that's a bit much.
Laser shark on a jet ski sticker.
All right, no. I have nothing to do with that shit now. So no.
Oh, well, yeah, I understand that, and of course I don't either. But the idea of laser sharks, I think, is in the public domain.
That's fair. That's fair.
I like buttons. Yeah, I got buttons on the store too. There, OBS. So yeah.
Sure do. Yeah, I've been through all through the stores. There's some great stuff, and Spreadshop does some great stuff too.
Pop Factor wants to know that I watched Dark Side of the Ring season 5. I haven't watched the whole season, but what the last Dark Side of the Ring I watched was the one on Junkyard Dog, and of course I loved the Junkyard Dog back in the day, and it was sad how his life ended. But I'll tell you this, my biggest memory of Junkyard Dog was they did the Charlie Brown from Out of Town gimmick with him down there in Mid South, and then Jerry Jarrett went and copied it. I mean, almost straight up copied it for Continental Wrestling up there in Memphis. What happened was you take a wrestler, Charlie Brown Out of Town. Now you take a wrestler, you get him suspended or out of town for some reason. He lose or leave town match, whatever it takes to get him off the air. And then a masked wrestler shows up the next week who looks very similar in body build to the one who left town, but you can't really prove it's him because he's got a mask on his face. And Junkyard Dog, they did this and did Stagger Lee came to town after Junkyard Dog got run out of town. Stagger Lee came back and he wore the mask, and it was Junkyard Dog, of course. They did the exact same thing with Coco Ware, aka Sweet Brown Sugar, and called him Stagger Lee in the whole bit. So I mean, but yeah, that's what I remember. And yeah, Junkyard Dog was a great wrestler, and that was the last episode that I actually got a chance to see of Dark Side of the Ring.
I would love to watch that because I love wrestling documentaries more than I love modern wrestling. So that's why I
Yes.
was doing WWE Network and all that stuff, and now I have it as part of Peacock, so I have to pay a separate thing. Where is that from? The Dark Side of the Ring, is that a YouTube
It's on
thing?
Vice TV, and they have a YouTube channel where they re-show the episodes on the YouTube as well. And
Okay,
of course, you got to stomach the ads that pop in occasionally, but hey, that's how YouTube makes their money, and that's how we as creators will make our money. You monetize things as well, Jim. So
of course. And I watch my own stuff because I want to make sure it looks the way I want it to look on screen.
yeah,
And
I do the
I
same
have
thing.
a lot of unskippable ads. I need to fix that shit. Um, but then you look at like services like Pluto TV, where their servers get so inundated, they'll just put this like standby screen for 5 or 10 minutes, and you just have to
Mm,
switch to a different channel and come back, and it'll rewind your show, however long you were stuck on that screen, and then maybe you'll get the next commercial break. It's weird. So for all my gripes about YouTube and other services that have ads, at least they're not Pluto TV.
yeah. Uh, Rick says, when I was a kid, I felt Junkyard Dog's career was short lived. Kept
Short
wondering
lived,
where
yeah.
Junkyard Dog was after a certain point in the 80s. Well, when he left Bill Watts, I think Bill Watts was rather upset that he left, but I mean, he left to the WWE at the time to get the money. I mean, that's what it was all about. Of course, Vince McMahon didn't use him properly, and he ended up, I think on the drugs, the crack, and he was wrestling independent shows, driving all over the place, living in Mississippi, and he went back home to visit his family, and he hadn't slept in days, and he got in his car to head back home, and he had a car accident, and it ended his life. But yes, he like most wrestlers, he got up to the top. The top got too much for him, and he fell hard.
That's far too common with these stories. Far too common.
Yeah, I agree, Johnny. The YouTube version of Vice Television in their dark side does have edits in it because they want you to watch the show, I think, on their Vice channel, which I don't even think I get with my cable service. So, and I'm not going to pay a
They
premium interest to get it. So,
Do you have a Roku or a Fire TV?
no, I don't. I did go the Tubi route because that's free.
Well, I have at least one extra Fire TV module. I'll send to you if you want.
Okay.
I I have to
Well,
check. I just added Vice on my Roku, and I want to see if it's just ad supported or what. But I'll send you something. And plus, you know me, I like sharing
oh,
stuff.
well, that's what we do. As a matter of fact, and I'll get to that in just a second there, Rick, about Kamala. The other thing that I was going to say before we got sidetracked here on the wrestling, after you finish your Firehouse, your next big project is going to be completing that GI Joe fort, and you're going to have a hell of a time with that because what I sent you is far too incomplete. Most of what I had on that lost to time, but I did the best I could, giving you my entire vintage GI Joe collection.
I'll put it this way: what you missed in base, you made up for in figures. With kids, I don't know if you can look, but those are vintage collector cases. Those alone are worth a pretty penny, and they're full of figures. And I have 3 of them. And then you've got these vehicles here, which are not the rarest, but they're complete and they're in good working condition. Plus, I have a reissue to hit.
Except for that Mobat. I never have got that Mobat to work. I think the Mobat got wet. So I don't know if you'll ever get the Mobat back working.
Don't care. I have the battery cover if I get a lot, because I have 2 in the bin over here. So I have a battery cover now. It's fine. Like, even if they're just staged on the shelf, now I have 3 tanks. Are you kidding me? Unless Melvor claims
Ted Darklaw in the house. Hey, Ted. But yeah,
hey, Ted.
And I was going to let you know the Sergeant Slaughter that you've got in that is a mail away slaughter.
Yes, I noticed that.
And
I looked at
and the hooded Cobra Commander was a mail away hooded Cobra Commander. I don't think he was available any other way anyway. If I'm not mistaken.
So I'm guessing that the helmet Cobra Commander, him having a different torso is because his other torso broke. I'm guessing. Any recollection on that?
No, I think the Cobra Commander torso that was on the hooded was different from the one that was on the helmeted anyway.
No, they are. But the helmeted one had a different torso. It was green. Okay, Bill. It was green.
Oh, the green. I think that's discoloration, brother.
That bad?
Plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, plastic discoloration. There may be a way.
Green?
It will. Because
no,
the actual plastic itself turns yellow, and yellow and blue make green, and that's what I'm thinking.
You're not wrong, but I did find a torso I can get for like $20, which is
fine. What you got was what I had, and it's been in storage for a long time, and it got played with hard.
And I'm not complaining, folks. For those of you who don't know, on my Patreon, I did this big long unboxing, and my man sent me all his GI Joe stuff, and I'm really happy.
I told him instant collection, just add water.
Basically,
yeah.
It's kind of insane because it's not like just a smattering of GI Joe figures. It's like heavy hitter, and just 3 cases of them, plus the portions of the base, the vehicles. I'm like, okay. And I looked at Laura and I said, I guess we collect G.I. Joe now. Okay, here we are. I'm not mad about it, but I'm going to be very targeted with what I want. So I have the makings of a base. We're going to build that base up, and then we'll probably get a Terradrome and just make one big shelf of all that.
I will tell you this. I'll tell you this, Jim. There are other bits and bobs, the little pieces that are missing off of some of that stuff that are in various tubs and containers that Mama collected it up in that are stored away. As I run across that stuff, I'm going to collect them into something and send them to you over the next coming years. So you may get surprise boxes of just little bitty stuff to go with your collection. You never know.
I'm not mad about it.
And real quick, let's address Kamala for a minute here. I actually knew the man. He lived not too far from me, in right
Oh
outside of
wow.
Senatobia, Mississippi. And he was a sweet person. If you ever met him in person, and he did very well there in the Memphis area with the gimmick of Kamala, and it transitioned up to the WWF, which also misused him. But in his later years, he had really bad diabetes, and he finally had his legs were amputated, and he had to live in a wheelchair after that. And then he passed away from I think just from the fact that he was old and it was time for him to go. So he was one of those that didn't kill himself, but he had medical issues that people have, and that's all genetic in my opinion. Sometimes it could be because you eat
To a
wrong.
degree, sure, but how? Okay, look, I'm sorry to make it heavy, but
Yeah,
how horrible is it that we have to compare Kamala dying of natural causes as a betterment versus suicide? Like we're not treating our classic wrestlers very well as a society.
that's true. That's true. That is a good point there, Jimbo. And let me move this around so that we can see everybody better. We have Thanos Copter here with us,
Hey,
and
Thanos Copter.
I guess
the Thanos Copter was on earlier with Payne's Toy Sample, and he was showing off some miniatures that he bought at Five Below. So I invited him to come on the show real quick and show them off to us, Jimbo. And since he's here, let me go ahead and bring him up so that he can
Yeah,
show
do
those
so.
off to us.
I'll hop out, let him do his thing. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna enjoy it.
give me just 1 second, okay? I'll be
Okay,
right back.
sure enough, man. All right, let me get my overlays off of my face here. And while he's doing that, we'll go back here to where we were. Boom.
Okay, I'm back. I put all
Okay.
the stuff up after I unboxed all of it earlier.
Okay.
So I got
First of
grill.
all, yeah, the grill. And is that size for 6-inch figures, or is that size for like Barbie size 12-inch?
The scale's a little wonky. They're 6-inch for sure, but everything's like it's not all uniform. So this is like it next to an Origins figure.
Okay.
What else do I have around here? I got an AWOC figure, a little big for it, but I can make them work, you know.
Right.
And then all my stuff is kind of mixed up because I was like throwing it all in the same bin as I was unboxing it. But let's see, I got the grill came with a hot dog. You got mustard and without mustard, removable from the bun. Let's see, what else do I got in here? I got steak.
Mm-hmm. It's always good to have small food like that so the figures can eat food. That's one of the reasons why I bought the 05 Surprise miniatures back a while back.
Yeah, the grill has a couple of these little grates to put on it. Came with tongs, little fork,
and those little sets that you bought. And here in a minute, I'll get you to show the box off. Those weren't that expensive because they were at Five Below, so they were at $5
a piece.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we come with. I know there was some burgers in here. I got bun, patty with cheese and tomatoes.
That's cool. And Mike Fee saying he wants liquid bottles for his Motu figures. Well, there's whiskey bottles and stuff for sale from the miniature makers over there on Etsy, which is where I got mine from. I know Mr. Home Arcade has got Drunk He-Man drinking his whiskey out of a little glass bottle. That's a ketchup bottle. Hot sauce. Yeah, there we go. We got get some of that hot sauce. Oh wow.
mustard.
And of course, if you have a printer, you can always print out labels, so you can actually have labels on those bottles of the French's label or whatever. That is cool right there. That's the propane for the propane grill. That is so neat.
Yeah. So I have like all these mixed. So I kind of ripped all the boxes open, but here was a mini barbecue grill, and they have like a bunch of these over at $5 a piece, and they each came with a lot of stuff. So there was the sushi shop. Let's see.
And what is the brand on that? Teeny Tinies?
Teeny Tinies. Yeah, I've never heard of them before.
Yeah.
And there was the sweet shop, which came with like a bunch of donuts and a little mixer and flour and
Nice
stuff. And bed and breakfast, got a little coffee machine, some bacon and eggs, avocado toast, bowl of fruit, stack of pancakes. So yeah, I mean, I like to take pictures, so I'm always on the lookout for just little things. There's the avocado toast. There's a cake from the sweet shop. One of those family style tables for the sushi shop. To go box from the bakery. We got a few little coffee mugs.
That's nice.
On the inside.
Well, see, I have got to get to Five. I haven't been to Five Below in years. It's one up in South Haven or Olive Branch, which is up a little north of me in the tip part of Mississippi, up there right below Memphis. And next time I get up that way, I've got to hit that Five Below and see if I can get some of that stuff for me, because I love that kind of stuff for scenes and dioramas.
Some little kebabs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got a frying pan. Came with the bed and breakfast. Got a little fried egg in there too. A few little donuts from the sweet shop. This mixer came from the sweet shop. Hand mixer. It also came with this. I'll put in the background of like a kitchen dio. Spatula. What else I got in here? And I got all these little like sushi plates, like a bunch of different little sushi plates, and a to-go box. Another little sushi platter. I got some maple syrup. Little steamer basket. Some sriracha. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I've also been seeing people have been buying those little mini brand things. I was thinking about getting some of those.
Yeah, I've got a whole box full of those Zuru 5 Surprise mini brands. They're a little big. They're a little big for the 6-inch figures, but they work. And
yeah, they're a little all over the place on scale from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten any in hand, but I've seen people using them. So, little recipe book.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect with scale, especially when you're doing dioramas, because you can do all kinds of tricks with forced perspective and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, and then little cookie tray.
See,
now, if you're on my Instagram, which I know you've checked out, Bill, we'll definitely have some of these sushis off of a bear lady and some people around the table. So I've got a few ideas just from these.
Speaking of the Naked Evil Lynn and Naked T-Law, and I think Naked He-Man too. Where did you get those naked body books from? Tell everybody.
Okay, so I don't know if you want me to censor this when I show it off.
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, this is an action figure that you can buy at a store. We're not looking at real body parts, Susan Wojcicki.
They're TB League. You can get them all over the place. They have them on Big Bad. You can get them off eBay or 5K Toys, a bunch of different places. They range from like $35 to $40, depending on where you get them from. They do have the larger ones, but I want the ones that fit with my scale. And really, the cool thing about it is the neck peg. Mm-hmm. Just you can fit the Origins head on. It's a little bit loose.
Is it kind of loose, or is it compatible?
It's loose. Like, it jiggles, but it's not going to fall off either. And then, sorry, Pop Actor. I know it was a little bit risky. Let's see, like the Marvel Legends, like those are way loose, but you can put them on there, take a picture, and matching the skin tone can be kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But
these figures have a lighter skin tone on the Bucks than sometimes the figures that you're getting the heads from.
So this one is really pale, but then I also have a tan one. I think this, some of them are in the other room. Most of my toys are out in the other room. But like, see, he's tan. He does not have genitalia. You can buy genitalia for the 12-inch ones, but I haven't seen them for the 6-inch ones.
Okay. Well, we could always make some genitalia with a little bit of Sculpey clay if we're so inclined, I would suppose. Not that hard.
Yeah.
Well, Mike V says, "My Christian eyes."
I did get shadow banned off Instagram recently. It just lifted, so people are able to see my stuff again. And I'm pretty sure it was the picture I had that had genitalia in it. So careful what you post, I guess.
Well, Instagram is part of Facebook, and we know that it's all owned by Meta. And so is the new thing called Threads that they came out with, which I'm going to warn everybody about. If you set up a Thread account and it's linked to your Instagram account, you can never unlink them again.
I just found that out. I got on Threads. I don't really have any use for it because I don't post anything other than my toy photos. But I was like, well, I'll save my name on there, and now they're linked and it's just kind of there. I might post some stuff. What I was thinking I might do is instead of because I always post like either an action shot or like a profile shot or something, but maybe I'll do like my hauls, like these are the toys I got this week, and make a little post. But I don't have a big social media presence, so
I've got them, but they're mainly just for this channel to support the channel. Put out links to whenever I'm going live or putting up videos and stuff, but I'm not a big social butterfly like some people are. Mainly use Instagram just for direct messaging. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you have the ability to send me a direct message if you want to, which I read each and every one of those. If you really want to get in on the fun, you can also become a channel member, or you could join my Patreon, which I would really appreciate. That would help support this channel, and with the funds necessary, if you ever start running a channel, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about to keep a channel going.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit of the background costs just talking with people.
Yeah, it's more
than you would think it is.
Yeah, StreamYard is free, but what you get with the free version of it is not what I'm using here. I want to use more ability to it, so I have to pay a small subscription fee to that. And now, used to, there were plenty of sites that would be glad to let you have some royalty-free music for free. But in order to get the royalty-free music, you either have to purchase a small subscription to whitelist your channel so that it doesn't get ID struck, or you have to purchase individual pieces of music to use. More fees that we have to use. So that's why there's merch stores, and that's why there's Patreons, that's why there's tips, and that's why there's super chats and stuff like that. We need that a little bit of income just to keep our channels floating sometimes.
Yeah, that's why my first YouTube video had no audio whatsoever. It's like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know, So it's just like clip with nothing.
Yeah. Well, you could always, fuzz it out a little bit. We know what's underneath there. And see, another thing, like say Thanos, if you offer say a subscription service like Subscribe Star or Patreon or whatever, that way, if people want to see the uncensored picture, then they can subscribe to you for say $5 a month, and they can see all your uncensored pictures there, and nobody will get you there. See.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I don't really plan on doing anything even semi-professionally, I just I post my pictures. I'm gonna make a couple videos, but it's just to have fun and share with people.
I will tell you this: your pictures look really nice, and you have a good way of composing the pictures, and you're really good at lighting, which I'm really bad at. So
You know
you might
what?
have.
I think lighting is one of the things I struggle with the most. The amount of time I spend like trying to figure out like my biggest problem right now, I think, is getting the angle of the light to match what I'm doing and light the toy properly. Like I think I
Yeah.
can light the toy good, but matching it with backgrounds, I struggle with that a lot.
I was talking to Largo here a while back about that. Largo does a little bit of toy photography over there at Largo's Lair. And I asked him, I said, "Do you ever cheat? Do you ever use like Photoshop, or I use GIMP to change the way the picture looks, or to put things in the picture that weren't in the original picture?" He says no, that's cheating. But I'm
You know
I'm a,
what?
I'm an amateur magician, and so I cheat all the time, and I tell little white lies and stories about what I'm actually doing all the time. So I have no problem with that if I want to make the picture look like I want the viewer to see.
Yeah, I personally I don't, but it's more I'm too lazy to go in and remove a stand from a picture, and I never shoot with like a tripod, so like I'm always like click, and I would really have to have this. People do really really cool stuff with it. It's just like I said, I'm kind of too lazy and I don't put enough setup to do it. So
I got you. You have a request there from pop actor Rick.
I could do that.
I figured you could. Especially we got Fisto Fridays going on. That was kind of risque too, I think.
I got a few tame Fisto Fridays, almost just him punching Skeletor in the face. I've got one shot that I haven't posted yet that'll probably go up next week, and it's not like this week's where they were pulling his fist out of Stridor's butt.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And Cobweb Collector says he does a little magic too. Well, if you ever have something that you want to show off, Cobweb, just throw it up on your channel or come over here and show it off to my folks. We like magic over here. Let's see. Pop Actor says, I know how to make money disappear. You get married.
I do it single. I have no problem getting rid of money.
I always remember the conversation that Evil Knievel had with Garth Brooks one time. Garth Brooks made the mistake of saying in front of Evil Knievel, "Oh, I've made so much money from my music, I'd never be able to spend it in a lifetime." And Evil Knievel didn't even hesitate. He said, "Write me a check, brother, and I will show you how."
Yeah.
Yeah, Fisto does like to fist. Absolutely. Let me bring us back down here like this right here. I know you're tired of being on the full screen. Hey, look, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome. Where did you
Some
pick
money.
that up from, and how much did it cost?
I think it was 50 actually. It's pretty pricey. I got it from Hasbro. I couldn't find it anywhere else, so I ordered it online. I kept seeing people with it, and I was like, "Do I really want it? Do I want to spend that much money on it?" But I'm so glad I did. Like, I think he's really cool. Let me see, his eye articulates.
That is neat. Kind of like a boglin almost, but not a boglin.
And then he's got like pretty good range of his jaw.
Well, I like that. His jaw's articulated too. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is that a standard D&D beholder, or is he a special kind of beholder?
His name was Xanthar or something. I guess it was from the movie. I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
I saw the movie. I don't remember there being a beholder in the movie. I could be
It's
wrong.
from the line that they're doing with the movie. I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
I think there may have been a beholder in the arena when they were doing the arena.
Okay.
I did pay attention to the movie, but it was fleeting. Yeah, he can eat somebody. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun with them.
Pop Actor says that thing would look awesome in the pool.
I don't think it'll float. It's pretty hefty. And then there's the little fish.
That's like bowl. A goldfish bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little fish in there. That's pretty cool, man.
And then his stand is just a pile of gold.
Okay,
He actually
nice.
sits on it pretty well, though.
Okay.
So, he's pretty cool. I actually really dig in the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. One of my favorite toys before this guy was the gelatinous cube. I love
Yeah.
that toy. It's super fun. But that one was a lot cheaper than this one. So,
Okay.
stand back up there.
Yeah, that was pretty neat, Thanos. To see all those miniatures because, like I said, when I'm doing toy photography and I'm doing diorama scenes, I love having that little stuff right there makes those scenes pop.
Yeah, I actually found some cool stuff at the 99-cent store. They were erasers, but they're like a bunch of different food, and they had like sandwiches, hamburgers, bananas, pieces of cake, sodas.
And that kind of stuff is rather inexpensive compared to some of the dollhouse miniatures that can get very, very expensive.
Yeah, I have some of those too, but I'm always on the lookout when I'm at like a dollar store or some. Like,
yeah, I do the same thing. And my wife hates it. Whenever I go into any store, I always go down to the toy aisle and then I go over to the arts and craft aisle just to see what they've got in there because they may have something that no other store does.
Yeah, same. I'm always like, I got to check. Like, I check everything. I'm like, oh, I might be able to use this. I might be able to use that. And then just like look around.
You never know. Well, I'm getting towards the top of the hour here, a little past the top of the hour. And I promised everybody that we were going to watch a short tonight. And we're going to watch that short real quick. And when that's over with, we'll finish up the show. Is that all right there, Thanos?
Yeah. I'm glad I made it.
Yeah, you want to watch it with me? We're gonna have fun lampooning this thing. So I'm gonna bring this in the stream, and I'll put us down there at the bottom of it so that we can sit there and watch this together. And of course, the chat likes to sit there and lampoon it with me. So let's learn how to be popular and pay attention because a very young Dick York is in this. Here we go. We're starting it out. Guess that's the school. It looks like a prison.
In class, it's not so bad. But when school's out and the others go off to enjoy themselves, well, if you're called a shy guy, then you really feel it. The loneliness of being new in town. You don't know how to make people like you, and you find yourself holding a grudge against them.
Yeah.
You're standing on the outside looking.
Yeah, I held a grudge against a lot of people.
You might have something to contribute to their conversation, but nobody cares whether you
know,
do or not.
By high school, I was kicked out
and you don't
at
know
a very
how to begin breaking
in
it down.
freshman year. I
You
did
imagine they keep watching the
homeschool
way you look,
for
the way you act. They think you're different. So you head for
That's because you don't comb your hair and you put grease in it.
But still, you can't forget that you're alone. And outside.
I put grease in it, then I comb it.
Yeah, you're a loner.
Hello, Bill. How's everything?
Oh, okay, I guess, Dad.
Your record transmitter, microphone coming.
Oh, all right, I guess. I know it isn't either. I can't figure out where to connect in the oscillator. I know I have to connect it into the amplifier, but where? It just doesn't fit in.
Why not a store and get more information? And by the way, how are things going in school?
Oh, okay, Dad.
Nobody likes me.
But school here isn't like it was back in Morristown.
Well, you know, son, maybe school is like your radio. This oscillator will do its work well. But as you said, you still have to fit it in so it can work with all the other parts.
I know what you're driving at, Dad, but I don't think I ever will fit in, not here. I'm different from the guys in this town.
Well, as far as that goes, Phil, everybody's different. That's what makes people interesting.
Maybe.
You know, when we moved here this summer, I had quite a time making friends in a new office where everybody else knew each other.
What'd you do, Dad?
Oh, here comes Dad with some of that
that's
advice.
the point, son. What works for one doesn't necessarily work for another.
But I bet the other men didn't look at your clothes all the time.
Well, what makes you think they look at your clothes?
Oh, Because the other fellas wear sweaters or just shirts. Not a regular
Why don't
suit
you
like
wear a
mine.
sweater, fool?
Well, wear a sweater then. But clothes alone won't. Phil, what about the other fellas? What do they do? What do they like?
Gosh, Dad, I don't know. I never noticed. Only I know it's not radios.
Perhaps that's the reason you don't know. You don't notice what the others are interested in. Why not try to find out?
How, Dad?
Well, you might try watching, listening. Pick out the most popular boys and girls in school and keep an eye
Creep
on them.
around and follow them around and watch what they do. And
Try
then
to
mimic
figure
it.
out why people like them. Not that you'll ever be just like any of them, but you might learn something. Well, see you then.
Such a weird video.
Now, there's an idea. Maybe a good idea.
Yeah.
Worth a try, anyway. And tomorrow's
There's
not
a lot of
too
these
soon
old
to
videos
start.
like that that are trying to teach people how to conform and fit in.
Pick out
Yeah.
the most popular boys and girls in school and keep an eye on them.
Love
Who
this
are they now?
dialogue.
Some of them are right here in this class. Andy McIntyre, for instance. People like him, all right.
He looks like a
Chick
ne'er-do-well.
Gallagher rates in popularity, too. There's Jane Davenport. She's popular with boys and girls.
What the hell's up with these gosh
Jack
darn
Gilbert.
sweaters that everybody's wearing?
What's he got that makes people like him so much?
Oh, hey, I like that shirt.
Too
Though.
hot
He looks
for
like
that out here.
I swear.
Andy's got something to say, and Jack's listening. He really seems interested. Come to think of it, Jack's always interested in what people are talking about. Maybe that's why he hits it off so well with everybody. Anyhow, Andy thinks he's a great guy. No, that's too easy. Just listening. But what's this? Sounds like Jane's caught on to the same thing. She's listening. Hearing about Helen's collection of menus. And liking it. That makes her kingpin with Helen. Maybe there is
I
something
feel like
in
this just
business
makes
of
him
being a good
creepier sitting
listener.
here listening to everybody.
Yeah, well, that's just what Dad told me to creep around and listen to
No.
what the other people talk
There
about
must be
and
more
mimic
to
what
getting
they
along
do,
with
and maybe you
people
can be
than
popular just
just
like
wearing
them.
a sweater and listening.
Hey, you guys, get your damn hands off her.
What's the matter, Bob? Handle stuck?
Yeah, I can't get it open.
Oh, here, let me try. There's a trick to some of these. There.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick.
Why don't you help them, dickhead? I mean, Dick.
Now, why didn't you think of that? Chick's always doing things for people.
It's gonna be a twist
And
like
it
the
pays
Sixth
off
Sense
in
in
friends.
bed. Like nobody's interacting with
Case
them.
aren't we have for Friday? Wish I could find some good outside reading material.
I found a swell book that covers everything Miss Carson wants us to know. It's called The Last Days of Monarchism by Henry Darrow. You can get it at the library.
I'm sure glad you told me about it. I'll get it this afternoon. Thanks a lot, Bob.
It's okay, Chick.
You dope. You knew about that book. I've been the guy that helped a guy. There it is again. Even when you bump into people, they hardly know you're alive.
Why don't you talk to him, you That's
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, say hi. Like,
God, they probably think
You're
you're
alone,
stuck
bud.
up.
Alone in the crowd. But keep looking around. Try to find out what the score is. Look at Jack
Hey,
and Beebe
Mel.
over there. Girls seem to like them. Why? What's the angle? They do act kind of polite. At least they seat the girls and give their orders to the waiter. They aren't loud like some of the guys.
Cherry Coke, chocolate Coke, milkshake, and walnut. Double chocolate walnut. Okay, I got it. Whoa, jeez.
Excuse me, please. I've got the orders for my table. Just helping out during rush hour, Bob.
Gee, thanks a lot, Chick. That's swelling.
Okay, Bob. Hey, girls.
There's Chick being helpful again.
I can't quite decide. I do whatever you like striped vegetables, Jane. I love the way it's made.
Hey, don't tell me you two are still talking clothes. Was this a plot to squelch all males
So
present?
what I'm getting out of this is that perhaps, I'm sociopathic, so I have to mimic human behavior. if perhaps we pretend to help other people, maybe that'll get us ahead in life.
Yeah, it's giving off some Dexter vibes. It would be funny if he was actually narrating all this though, and everybody's like, "What the fuck's up with this guy?"
Well, he does have internal dialogue. Well, no, not you. We ain't talking to you. Come on over here.
Sit down. Make yourself at home.
Chick, how are you?
Pretty good. Come on, sit down.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
We men need some support to run down this girlish chatter. Hey, you want them all, don't you? Yo, Bob. The topic under discussion is the mixer next Friday night at school. You're going, aren't you?
I don't know, Chick. I haven't got a date yet.
Well, grab yourself a girl and come along. It's not going to be a real party. Just a class getting together for
Just
some
grab
fun.
any girl at all.
I'd like
Just
to,
pick
Chick.
one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah, I sure would.
How about that one over there in the corner? Get on over there, idiot.
Yeah, sure would be something to take Mary Lou to the mixer. Wonder if she already has a date.
She probably does by the time you get around to actually phoning her, fool.
Well, how's the oscillator coming along?
Hi, Dad. Oh, I
It's
haven't quite got it
oscillating.
working yet. But, you know that other business we were talking about? Well, I've been
What
following your
business would that
advice.
be, number two
How
or
about
number
it?
one?
Find out anything?
Yeah, Dad, I think I did. It looks like people who get along best with other people are, well, the people who think about the other guy. They make a point of listening to what others have to say and watching for
How
ways to do
obvious.
things for them, being polite toward them. Do you suppose it's sort of a case
No,
of
you know,
thinking so much
when you
about other
suffer,
people
when
that
you
you don't
suffer
have
from,
much to
from
tell?
problems like,
Well,
like
perhaps that's right.
sociopathy or
Maybe the best
psychopathy,
way
you
to
have
find
trouble
out is to try
understanding
it
these
next
things,
chance
I
you
would
get.
suppose.
You know, Dad, there's a
Yeah, no
mixer
empathy.
Friday night.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go, but in the drugstore the other day, Chick said I ought to come.
Good idea, Phil.
Well, Dad, there is a girl I'd like to take, Mary Lou Wright, but I'm not sure she'd go with me. Never even talked to her. I'd probably fall all over myself. Besides, she's popular. She's probably got a date by now.
Well, it is pretty late to ask a girl. Why don't you just go stag? You needn't worry about doing anything wrong, Phil. You act all right. Just do
Here's
and
what you
say
do.
whatever seems most
Go
natural.
stand in the corner
Well,
the
Dad,
whole time
maybe-
you're there, like
Maybe
a
it will be easier
philodendron,
after I've
and
had a
don't
chance
move.
to talk to her at the mixer. You know what? I kind of think this is going to fit in after all.
That's what he does here. Open the freaking door.
Just stand there waiting.
Get in there. There you go. Fine.
Well,
Now find a good corner to stand
sink
in.
or swim. Oh, there's Mary Lou. She did come with another guy. Beezy Barnes. What now? They're breaking up the piano game. Look at Beezy, listening first to one boy, then another.
Why don't you go
Anyway,
and get in
people
on?
flock around a good listener. But what's this? They're talking about radios. It's right down your alley.
Oh
They're
yeah, it
asking
looks
Beezy
like they're
about
talking about radios to me.
penny stock. You know the answer to that one. You could tell him. But she just to butt in.
Why don't you go? God darn, this guy right here is good. He's a hopeless case.
Beezy's still
I was
stuck.
hoping the other guy would slap
He
him.
really needs help.
Really, he needs slapping.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
An offer of help. That's welcome anywhere. It's not hard to fit yourself into a conversation. A mention of a similar problem in connection with the record player. They're interested in that record player.
Uh-huh.
They are interested in that shy guy. They know he's alive now. And, strangely enough, he's just discovered that they're alive.
Yeah, those girls
Of
aren't
course
just
they'd like to
mannequins,
see the
they're
record
real.
player. Of course they'll come over. Tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
You just have to do a little more soldering and connect the oscillator into the amplifier, and everything will fit in.
Oh, Phil, could you have it ready by next week and bring it over to my house?
I guess so.
Some of the gang's coming over Thursday night, and we could have a lot of fun with it. You will come, won't you?
Well, one shy guy is on his way. Not that his worries are over. He'll still have his moments of doubt, of hesitation, of fear that he might do something wrong. But he can face these problems now
the
because
mask
he knows that
slips
he's
every
not
once in a
really
while. Show
different.
the real
And while he's
sociopath
discovered only a
underneath.
few of many ways to overcome shyness, he's discovered that it can be done. And
You
that's
too
the
can
main
mimic
thing,
human behavior.
isn't it?
Where do you
There
find
we
these?
go. Yeah. They're all over the place. There's whole YouTube channels of nothing but this stuff. So, I kind of hunt around and see what I can find. And I generally try to show it, and we kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000 it and have fun with it. It's always a thing. Is that a beer? Maybe, probably a root beer, knowing that, or some sarsaparilla or something. But yeah. So those of us who don't know how to be normal human beings can watch these movies and find out, maybe how to mimic human behavior and become popular.
Well, I'll try it out tomorrow. I'll see if anybody needs radio fixed.
My friend Grindhead, who went ahead and left here earlier this evening, said that he doesn't want to be popular. He wants to make his own way in the world. So, but he's not a shy guy, though, and I think he's going to make out just fine. And but anyway, I enjoyed having you on tonight, Thanos, and showing off
Yeah,
this
thanks
mini.
for having me.
Sure, and I'd love to have you back anytime. And Pop Actor Rick says, "Love the '50s. Sounds like a lot better decade." Well, that every decade has its ups and downs. My favorite is not necessarily the '50s; it's the '80s, the late '70s and the '80s, the time that I was a kid. And I think that's how we all are. What do you think, Thanos?
Oh yeah, definitely have a fun spot for the '80s.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap the show up tonight. OBS, you are just so sweet. She has given me a $10 super chat. Thanks for the show, Bill. Thank you, OBS. And there we go. It says it right up there in the corner that she's donated the $10. So I appreciate that, OBS. And I also appreciate earlier tonight, Susudio gave me a 99-cent super sticker. I appreciate that. And the show tonight was suggested by Susudio, who is a channel member. She gave me the suggestion the other day, and as a channel member, I always take channel member suggestions up on the highest priority. So if you would like to suggest something for the channel, be sure and become a channel member, and I will put you on the priority list. And the 80s, of course, I grew up back then, says Pop Actor. But back then we didn't. It was so great at the time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And OBS is saying that she enjoyed those miniatures there, Thanos. And Cobweb Collector saying good night to everyone. And of course, we appreciate everybody being here. And y'all all come back next week. And tomorrow I'm going to try to do a quick hangout so that we can all hang out together tomorrow at noon Central. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see everybody next time. And in the meantime, everybody have a good journey. Special thanks to the channel supporters. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like, subscribe, and share the video.